Hey crafty friends, it's Joy here with another lawn fawn video, and today I've created two treat boxes using the new Star Treat Box dies. Okay, so I have die cut it from the light brown wood grain cardstock, and I was pointing out those little stars there. They're from the die cut, and that is where you're going to be placing your adhesive. So they're in little triangular pieces, and in person, you can really see the score lines on this. There's a lot of score lines because this is going to create a 3D star box, but you only need to have some foam adhesive in a few places. So I'm using double-sided foam adhesive, making it fit in between the score lines where you can see those little etched stars. That is where you're going to be putting your adhesive. And I'm going to speed this part up just a little bit, but I will slow down when we do a little more of the actual construction. Now I'm going to go through and just lightly bend on all of the score lines. And I'm just bending all in the same direction, in the same, kind of away from myself. And then once that's done, then we can go back and start to fold on those already lightly folded score lines. This just makes this a whole lot easier. And again, we're making a star shape, so it helps to kind of see where the star is, and then you know where to fold, and then things will just kind of start folding back how they should. Okay, now I'm starting kind of at the top and I'm folding back, and there is one top of the point, and then you have a side point. And you can see I'm just kind of tucking back and forming around that star shape. And you can see up above on the right, I've already done one in the white wood grain cardstock as well. So this is, at first I felt a little like, where am I supposed to fold it? But then once I did it, it is really super simple. Again, you're just envisioning the star shape, and then you know exactly where to fold. So we are getting there. Getting nice, good creases in our score lines, making sure that it's staying on the score line. And I had to look there because it is the wood grain cardstock, so there's lines everywhere. Now I'm going to remove the release paper from all of my double-sided adhesive, and then we can start folding this together. And it really is super simple and super easy. That's one thing I do love about Lawn Fawn. Any of their interactive dies and things like this, they make so easy to do, so anybody really can do it. It is not complicated. Okay, so now that that is removed, I have the front facing me, and I'm just going to fold over, and it's kind of like this diamond shape, and it just fits into each other. And I'm just really going to burnish that with my fingers to make sure everything is nice and adhered. And then I'm going to fold that one more time, another kind of diamond shape. How cute is that? And then I'm going to flip it around because there is adhesive on the other side, and you just kind of fold it in, and the other piece is going to fold over it. I'm just making sure that I have all my score lines good. And then you just push that down, and then you have your Star Treat Box, and you fold down in the back, and then you fold that down. That's your opening. You don't need to tape that shut. You don't add any adhesive. That's where you're going to open and close to add your fun treats. I didn't have any treats to add, you guys. I'm so sorry. We had Hershey Kisses, but we ate them all, so I didn't have any. Okay, now I'm going to distress this a little bit with Vintage Photo. Just on the front, I'm going to use my ink pad and rub along all of those lines. I'm going to do that for both of these stars. Again, this is the white wood grain cardstock, and the other one is the light brown wood grain cardstock. And I just thought that that adds some fun texture to these stars without having to do anything with it. Then I'm using Distress Spritz in Vintage Photo as well, and just splattering on the front. This is going to give it some fun splatter and a little bit of shimmer and shine. And then I'm going to set that aside to dry. Now I have die cut the stitched poinsettia dies from the new All the Sparkles 6x6 paper pad, and I'm just using the Vintage Photo to add a little bit of distressing to the petals. And I'm using the two smallest of the poinsettia dies. And then look at these fun leaves with the stripes. That is again from the All the Sparkles 6x6 paper pad. I thought it would be fun to use patterned paper for that. And then I am using the red and green sparkle hemp cord, and I just want to distress that a little bit too, so it's not so bright when everything else has a little bit of distressing. Let's put our flowers together. I'm going to add a little dot of glue in the center and then offset that smaller flower. And then we have our centers. And I know that normally it's like a yellow inside of poinsettias, but there wasn't a yellow in all the sparkles paper pad. So I just did the darker brown one and I loved it. It's so pretty. So we have red and white. Then I'm going to add a dot of glue. I'm going to add that hemp cord, and then I'm going to add my poinsettia on top for both of those. And I want to let this dry because we're going to just add some little jingle bells to the bottom of this towards the end of the video, but I need that to dry now so it's held down really, really good. Let's tuck our leaves in there. Look at how fun that is with the pattern paper. I love this. These treat boxes came together so quickly. I could just imagine making a ton of these. You could put treats in these. You could stuff cash in these. You could put a tiny present in these. So I'm stamping sentiments from the tiny tag sayings. 2 Merry Wishes, one that says a little something for you, and the other one says, do not open until December 25th. So the Merry Wishes is going to go on the front of both of these. And then I'm going to put the other little saying on the back. You could also put a to and from. You could add a tiny tag. You could do anything like that. And I think that would be really cute. So I'm just going to center that in the back of the star. And the same with this one. I think these are so cute. Wouldn't these be cute with little tiny presents, like little earrings or I don't know, just small little things. And those would be under the tree. How cute. Okay, and then I'm taking those strings now that everything is dry, that hemp cord, and I'm tying just a tiny jingle bell that I had in my stash on both of them, both of the strings that we had down, and I'm going to double knot that. And I did that for both of these stars here. How cute is that? And then I'm just taking my Pick Pro tool and I'm just lifting up the centers and I'm lifting up the smaller of the petals in the front just so they're not so flat. And just added a little bit of bend to the leaves and that is really cute. And we can take a look at these up close. There's our little sentiment and this is how it opens and you can put all your fun stuff inside. And of course they're decorated for Christmas, but you could do this for anything. This would be fun for a graduation too. I think this would be darling. Same with that white one. And I think they turned out beautiful. Thank you guys so very much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you feel inspired and I hope you have an amazing day.